All right, you guys, good morning. Happy Friday. Let me go ahead and get this up here. Start sharing my screen before I forget again today. Okay. Looking forward to today, actually. I think it's going to be a pretty good day. I ended the day well yesterday, thankfully, because of Amazon. Um, Obviously, we were red yesterday morning, but I knew we had some opportunity coming up in after hours yesterday, and I was able to capitalize on that, thankfully. So now all we can do is hope today that we do get some trend in the market today. I know we are gapping down a little bit after those numbers came out about 30 minutes ago, but we've got some relative strength being shown still on Meta, so we are going to be watching that one pretty close out of the bell. And the good thing with that one today, it is up 17%. I still think it's got a little bit left in it. And even if it doesn't have any left in it for new highs, I think that there's definitely at least enough volatility in that to at least make something useful out of it today. And I mean in a pretty big way. I mean, you can probably easily see another $10 or $15 move on this. And either if you play a big flush, maybe play it through the highs, we'll have to see. But it's holding up really, really well compared to that broader market there. So we're going to keep an eye on Meta. Of course, we're going to keep an eye on Amazon too. So of course, we're going to be watching Meta and Amazon. Those are two givens. I don't know why anybody would not be watching either of those today, especially Meta. I mean, absolutely massive move yesterday off the dividend announcement and earnings. And I don't think that we really had too much as far as pre-market gappers go this morning. I didn't see a whole lot, unfortunately. Of course, Meta, Amazon at the top of the list. We've got Snap on the list, but I don't like it. Pinterest, don't like it. Snow, I looked at earlier this morning, and I didn't mind the setup. It's a little bit weak here in pre, but I don't mind it. If you look at it on the break here on the hourly, let's flip this over. Let's flip this here. So I was going to look for continuation on the breakout on the hourly here. If you can get the break back over, what is it, like 2950-ish? 2950-ish would give you range to about 215 on Snow. So that's how I was going to watch that one this morning. I like it. I do like it, but it's like it's a little bit far from criteria right now. But I'll still put it on the list anyways to look at. That'll be over 209.50 at the open. As far as Amazon goes, I would be watching it. And again, these are going to be so volatile today. So, I mean, you're going to see some pretty wide swings in both directions on Amazon and Meta. So I want you to keep that in mind. You know, usually you don't see $10 moves on these per day, but you're probably going to see that today. You're probably going to see some pretty wild moves on Amazon and Meta. So I wanted to watch Amazon this morning off of 168.70 out of the open. And then kind of go from there. I'd like to see some buyers out of the gate, maybe pull back a little bit, catch a little pullback entry before it starts to leg higher, if it does decide to leg higher. Either that, or you can just play it above that 170, 150. Which I suppose you could just take the downtrend break out of this 170.5. Wait for it to base a little bit outside of this. Yeah, let's do that instead. Let's take the downtrend break. If it can find buyers out of the open and base above, we can look for the leg higher. And we did such a good job trading this yesterday, too. We traded it from 165 to about 170 right there after the close. So I want to watch this today over 170.5 for now. That might change, but for now. You got range on that to about 177. You have 174.50 and then 177 on Amazon. So you've got roughly $4 to $7 of range on that one today. Which, fantastic. Will not say no to that. Meta holding up very well too. And if you look at Meta, we've got, I mean, you're going to have to use fib extensions for this because obviously we've got no recent price action at all up here. So I'm looking at 480 and 490 if we do continue higher on Meta today. So we've got 480 and 490 on Meta. So, got some range on that too. So 480 and 490. I would also watch it off of 448. Off of 448, I'd be watching it for a little flush as well. If it does flush, start to base and find some buyers again off the low. Again, that will be 448 on Meta. I don't like it below the 448, but if it can hold over that 448, then you can probably play that range back up to like 459, 460. So then you've got a $10 range there at, even off of a flush. So you've got a 15 to $25 range to the upside, and then if you play a flush, you've got like 10, 15 bucks in it as well. So I like Meta either over the previous high, which is right there at 465.70, or I like it off of that 448. All right, so I like Meta one of two ways. Let's keep on going through the gap scan. See if there's anything else. Right now we just have Meta, Amazon, and Snow. Of course, Meta and Amazon. I mean, they're such give-ins for today. I mean, they're up huge. They're up huge, and it would be irresponsible not to watch those today because there's going to be so much volatility, so much liquidity. It's going to be a good time. Definitely going to be a good time. Okay, so I don't like. Let's pull up the nightly watch list because there's nothing else gap-wise. Okay. On the nightly watch list, we've got AXP. Meta pulling back here as well as you go up into the open. We'll be keeping an eye on that in just a minute. Now, AXP I wanted to watch over 205.30 today, just the previous high. And these are all on the nightly watch list. Make sure you have all of your charts marked up with those watch list setups. Keep it easy on yourself today. We've got Netflix on the daily flag breakout. That's going to be, let's see, looking at the daily real quick. I'd want to see it try to pull away from like 573.50-ish. So I'd watch it off of probably 572.50, but I'd want to see buyers up 573.50. I know Netflix high price name. I mean crazy high price name, but that opportunity from a volatility standpoint is there because you get like 20 bucks, 30 bucks of range to the upside. Might even be a good swing opportunity too if it does start to set up for us. SE we've got next. And SE, I don't like for today anymore. I liked it initially over 40.5 for the move to 41.50, but it already made that move on light volume and pre-market, which pretty much invalidates my plan for it today. So I'm going to be leaving that one off of my list. TGT target, I was going to watch today over 144.50 because we had range to 147. And I'll still watch it today. I'm kind of iffy on it because I doubt that it's going to meet criteria, but I'll still have it up here to watch in case that it does. So TGT is over 144.50. And then we've just got VRT, and then we've got Meta, which Meta we've already gone over this morning. And I wish that we had more opportunity, but it looks like the main opportunity today is going to have to be on Meta and Amazon, which makes sense. It's Friday. Not expecting it to be a crazy, crazy day, but I'm looking forward to a hopefully good day today. VRT, we're going to watch over 59.50 on that breakout from yesterday. And VRT has range to what I saw about 63 and 66. Right about 63 and 66. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Meta is going to do for us today because I feel like it's going to present us a few opportunities. Crossing our fingers that it does. And if it doesn't, then the thing is, if this thing starts to gap down and break down, it's like, well, then your plans are done for the day, right? So we're going to be watching these pretty closely on Amazon and Meta and see if they can meet our criteria for the day and give us some opportunities. But if they don't, just sit back and don't make anything happen if it's not coming to you. Let me get all of my charts pulled up, ready to go. We've got about 15 minutes. Definitely some good opportunities, it looks like, today, as long as things start to hold up how they are here. And make sure you have taken the time real quick to go through and chart up everything, marking up your levels from the watch list and the nightly watch list channel. It was posted up a little bit later last night, so I do apologize for that, but we had a like 2-hour long class in the boot camp last night. So I had to hurry up and get that wrapped up. Then I was able to get the watch list done. Let's see, Netflix and VRP. Cool. All right, so we've got everything ready to go, and I want to see how the market wants to open up today, too. Of course, we did see new all-time highs yesterday. Of course, we've already gapped down here in pre-market after news. So we are no longer at all-time highs. Just want to see us hold over, like, what? 488 on SPY today. Otherwise, we're seeing shop. I was looking at Peloton today, too. I'll look at that in a second. Forgot to go over that one. And Peloton was the one that we scalped yesterday real quick. Made a couple bucks on it, but got no follow-through. And I wanted to watch that one again today. Let me pull it up real quick. I wanted to watch this today. If it does find buyers today, I wouldn't mind playing it. You got a ton of range. You've got a ton of range on Peloton. I wanted to play it off of the break of like 436. Like 436, 440-ish on Peloton. So we will watch Peloton today. I'm actually going to set a price alert at 436. Just to keep an eye on that, see if we can't play a little bounce on it today. It struggled to bounce all day yesterday, so it's probably going to head lower today, but if it does decide to, we'll be there to try and get a little play on it. It's got range back to the 450s and then 480s. Let's see, thoughts on CCTG? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Down 81% yesterday. Is this the China? What is this? CCTG. I'm assuming it's a China. No, it's not. Okay. Interesting. What's the news? Closing of IPO on the 22nd. What was the news that made the gap down yesterday? Let me read through here real quick. Why am I not finding news on anything here? I don't know. I don't see news anywhere. Unless you've got something for me. Couldn't find anything, no? Interesting. That's why I thought it was a China, because I didn't see any news. I don't know. That's interesting, though. It's not a bad setup at all. What's the float on this? Oh, that's a tiny, tiny float. That's a tiny, tiny float. I might consider it for today. Let's see where we have range back to. You're at 555. You're in pre. Not a bad look over 5. You've got range on it, really. You do. Really weird move down, though. Hmm. No, I'd watch it today. It's obviously going to be most likely have wide spreads just based on how it's trading in pre-market, but if it's liquid, then yeah, I think it's something to watch on the breakout here. Looks like over VWAP here at the open, you can watch it actually. You're actually testing the downtrend break going into the open. So let's do that. Let's watch it over like 570. I appreciate you pointing it out. You've got range on it too. I mean, really back to about $7. Got range back to about $7 on it. See, so we need buyers over 570. Good catch though. If it does find volume, then I like it. I like it if we can find some buyers, but otherwise we'll leave it alone. If it's got massive spreads with that float, we'll leave it alone today. But I feel like something like this into the weekend, it's got the potential to find some buyers, so we'll see. All right, we got about 8 minutes. Let me go through real quick. I want to make sure everything that we've got on our list here we want to be watching. I don't want us to waste any of our focus. Netflix, let's see. Yeah, I'll watch Netflix today. AXP, sure. Yeah, I like everything we have. I guess we'll just sit back and see what meets criteria. We've got quite a bit. We've got quite a bit to watch today. But yeah, this CCTG is really, really interesting. Yeah, I don't see any news. Hmm. Oh well. But we've got plenty of range. Like I said, as long as it's liquid enough to have a tight spread, we're good. We've got about 7 minutes. Again, watching Amazon, CCTG, Meta. And we've got a lot to watch today. Like I said, I just want to see SPY hold over at 488 today. And if we don't, we're chopping lower, but we're going to cross our fingers. Going with a little pop up here into the open here, it looks like. Like I said, I want to watch that for a possible bounce today. I think I got demolished yesterday. Got about 3 minutes until the bell. All right, you guys on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and shut y'all down and get ready for the open. But we have about 9 setups to be watching today. It looks like it's going to be a pretty active Friday, so I'm looking forward to that. I hope you guys have a